Hey, how are we all doing? InstaChef123 here, and today I'm going to be making healthy gyros kebabs like you get from the gyros stand or your kebab shop. So I don't need to show you how to chop salad, but we've got onions, cucumber, grated carrot, some red cabbage, lettuce, tomatoes and olives. So that's all ready. And now I'm going to show you how I'm going to make the chicken. So we've got some chicken breast, and basically all I'm going to do with this is I'm going to slice them in half like this, so it makes it into a nice fillet like that. Yeah, so slice these up. So I'm doing enough here to feed at least 8 people. Okay, so we've filleted our chicken, that's in there, and now we're going to add some spices in it. So what we've got here is a teaspoon of mixed herbs, a teaspoon of Cajun seasoning, like ho-ho, teaspoon of smoked paprika, half a teaspoon of salt, this is pink Himalayan salt, and just a pinch of allspice. Now allspice looks like that, it's really nice, but only use a pinch because it's quite strong. So I'm going to add all that into the chicken. Now I'm going to add a couple of drops of lemon juice, so about 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, and then I'm just going to add a little bit of oil. You can use any oil you want, don't use sesame oil. Actually, better oil to use for this is olive oil, but I ain't got any. And all I'm going to do is just get my hands in there. Don't be afraid of it, it won't hurt you. Get your hands in, stir that round in there, like that, and set that aside. So I'm going to go in with 3 cups of flour. I've got 2/3 of a cup of natural yogurt. That's going in. Pinch of salt, and I've got some lukewarm water here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to mix the yogurt. Right, so I'm making the bread. 3 cups of flour, 2/3 of a cup of yogurt. That's in there. So the cup size is about 225 ml, just to give you an idea, and I'm making enough here for 8. So I put a pinch of salt in, mixing the yogurt in with the flour, and then I'm going to go in with the water, a bit at a time, and just mix it around. Now you want this mixture to be fairly sticky to start with, because you're going to work it and knead it a little bit more later. All we're doing is we're just activating that live yogurt in there. If you put a little bit too much water in, don't worry, you can just add a little bit more flour. You want the consistency to be quite sticky, a little bit like a cake mixture, but a little bit thicker. Like your standard bread mixture really, a little bit thicker. You want that to be kind of sticky, like that. And then we're going to leave that, just like that. And then we'll come back to that in about half an hour. Right, so that's been resting for about half an hour. I'm just going to pop it on the table. I'm just going to flour it like this. I'm just going to knead it. I need your baby. I need you, baby. All I want to do is just knead that so it's still fairly sticky. And then after we've kneaded it, we're then going to leave it again for another half hour. So this is plain flour that I'm using. This is not self-raising. You want to use plain flour because these are flatbreads. They will rise because the yogurt will actually help it to rise just a little bit. But these are the kind of breads that you want, so they're not too fluffy. It's not going to be like a naan bread, this is a flatbread, and it's so easy and so cheap to make. And the beauty with this as well, you can keep this in the fridge for 2 days. It'll be absolutely fine. And just keep kneading it, keep kneading it, keep kneading it for a good 5 to 6 minutes. So I've been kneading that for about 5-6 minutes, and again I'm going to let that rest now. I'm going to make some yogurt sauce now to go with the gyros. So I'm going to put in here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tablespoons of natural yogurt. Use the same yogurt you use to make your breads with. Mint sauce. Do get the mint sauce though, not the mint jelly. So you want 2.5 teaspoons of mint sauce, teaspoon of sugar, any kind of sugar, and if you have some at home, some garam masala, ground garam masala, like this. And all you want with this garam masala is just a pinch, okay? Take a little drop of lemon juice, like a teaspoon of lemon juice. Mix it up. Mix it all in. And then put that in the fridge to set. The longer you leave it, the better it is. So what I'd suggest is, you can make this the night before or make it at the start. It's that simple. Okay, time to grill the chicken. I'm using a griddle pan. If you haven't got a griddle pan, any frying pan will do it. And you want that quite hot, because what we're going to do is we're going to seal this chicken, okay? Now the oil that you've mixed in your chicken, when you were mixing in your seasoning, is enough oil on this pan. You don't need any more. We're just going to pop it in. Just like that, and then we'll let that cook. That sizzling sound, that's the sound you want. You can also do this on a barbecue, just as good. Okay, so that's been going about 3-4 minutes. Now this will cook pretty quickly because you've filleted it. So I'm just turning it over now. Got that nice char colour. Leave that going for another 3-4 minutes. Right, so chicken's been cooking 3-4 minutes on each side. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put these fillets into a box. If you've got one that can seal, that's brilliant. Unfortunately, I lost the lid for this one. So I'm just going to seal that over with some foil. Seal that up, and basically what's going to happen with that, when I've finished all the chicken cooking it, I'm going to let it sit for about 5-6 minutes, and all the heat from the chicken is going to kind of like steam the chicken and make it really soft and tender. Okay, I'm going to show you how to make the flatbreads now. Okay, so with your dough that's been sitting, you want it to be, it's going to be really elastic like this. It's really good. So you want the size of about a little bit bigger than a golf ball. And then what you want to do with that is you want to roll it around. Give it a real good squeeze. Roll that ball in your hand. Now I've floured my surface, so I'm just going to roll my balls in flour. Sounds a bit wrong, doesn't it? Roll my balls in flour. And then I'm just going to squash it down, punch and turn it, flick it over, punch and turn it. I've floured my rolling pin. If you don't have a rolling pin, a bottle of wine always works well. And I'm just going to roll this out now. And always make sure that you keep flipping it so that it's floured. Otherwise it will stick to the rolling pin. If it does stick to the rolling pin, don't worry. And just as you keep rolling it out, just apply a little bit more pressure each time. As you can see, it's stretching out. And if you don't have enough flour, just sprinkle it with flour like this. And roll it out. So you kind of like want it to the size like a small pizza, like that. Now I've got a non-stick pan on a medium heat here, and that's how I'm going to cook it. A non-stick pan is the best if you can use it. So just before you flip this over, just give it a smack like that. Likes a good smack, just to get all the excess flour off. Now we're going to go into the pan. So I popped the bread into, well, it's dough, isn't it? I put the dough into the pan, and when you see the bubbles start to come up, then we're going to flip it over. Please do use tongs. My hands are kind of asbestos with me having so much experience in hospitality. You kind of get used to it. So I'm just going to flip that over. You see that bread's nice and browning up. There are a couple of spots here, but this will all come out because we're going to turn it again and again. And it takes literally a minute and a half max. Just keep turning it over until you haven't got any doughy bits. Keep browning it, turning it over. And these breads are fantastico! And that's it, it's done. Man, oh man, oh man, the breads are done. So from that measurements that I showed you earlier, we've got 9 breads here. Always good for the chef to have an extra one, you know. So when you finish making all of your breads, just cover them up with a bit of foil, like that, just to keep them warm. Nice and soft, and they won't dry out. Yeah. Right, so I'm just taking the chicken out that's been in my pot, and I'm going to cut this up, and then I'm going to put it back into all of these juices here. Do not throw those juices away. And basically how I'm going to cut this is I'm just going to really thinly slice it, and it kind of will break up as well a little bit on its own. And as soon as I've sliced it, back into the juices. Do that with all the pieces. Slice it thinly, and back in. So all the chicken's cut up. I'm just going to mix it all in with all those juices we had before. Just like that. Get all those juices mixed in. And then I'm just going to cover that back up. And then we're going to build our first kebab. Okay. So here we go. Lettuce, tomatoes, cabbage, carrot. Oh, I'm making a right mess of this, aren't I? Carrot, onion. Do you like some of Daddy's hot chili sauce on there as well? No. Cucumber. Chicken. Would you like some garlic sauce or yogurt sauce? Or both? Both.
Did you put the olives on there?
Get some yogurt sauce. Oh no, I didn't. Some yogurt sauce on there. Get some olives on there. Oh yeah. And then we're going to finish off with a little bit of garlic mayo. Now I do usually make my own garlic mayo, but if you don't have time, this is always good. It's crucial. You can get some garlic mayo on there when it comes out. Yeah, bit garlic mayo. And there we have it, your homemade kebab. Ta-da!